Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Miller, United States Army, Korean War veteran.
Thank you. I'm not good at speeches, but there's a story I need to tell.
The year was 2000. I was 24 years old, and I was standing in front of a door I didn't deserve to knock on. My hand shook. I didn't know what I was expecting. Maybe nothing. Maybe a closed door. Maybe someone who would ask too many questions.
Suna?
That name. Not Sarah. Not the English name they gave me at the refugee center. Suna. My real name. Why does he know my real name? The door opened wider. An old man, tall, white hair, no smile, no warmth, just presence.
Come in.
Behind him, a woman, older, quiet. She didn't say anything. She just reached for my bag, gently, like it wasn't a burden.
Come.
The house was quiet, but not the kind of quiet where someone is listening. It was the kind of quiet where you could breathe. I checked the exits first, old habit. The back door, the windows, the stairs. No one stopped me. In the corner of the living room, there was a box, small, neat, closed. I don't know why I noticed it, but I did. That night, I walked to my room. There was a card on the door, crooked handwriting, big letters. Suna. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was unsafe, but because it was too quiet. And because my name was too accurate. The next morning, I woke up to silence. Not the kind of silence where you hold your breath. The kind where nothing bad is coming. I stayed in bed longer than I should have, listening. Footsteps downstairs, slow, not rushed, not angry.
Come.
I came down. The kitchen smelled like safety. Warm bread, soup. Evelyn was at the stove. She didn't turn around, just pointed at the table. There was a bowl, soup, steam rising. I sat down. I'm okay.
Soup.
She placed it in front of me. No questions, no smile, just the bowl. I picked up the spoon. In North Korea, when someone gave you food, you owed them. When someone was kind, you waited for the bill. So I ate slowly, carefully, and I left half. Evelyn glanced at the bowl, then at me. She didn't say anything, she just covered it with a cloth.
Later.
Later. Not finish it, not don't waste, just later. Charles came in, looked at the covered bowl, looked at me.
Here. You don't have to earn your food.
I didn't know what to say. So I said the only thing I knew. I'm okay.
Okay.
He sat down. Evelyn brought him coffee. He drank it. That was all. No lecture, no explanation, no punishment for leaving food. I stood up to wash my bowl. Evelyn's hand touched my wrist, softly.
Rest.
Rest. I didn't know how to rest when someone was being kind. Kindness always had a price, didn't it? I went back to my room and I waited for someone to knock, to ask, to want something. But no one came. The house was quiet. And somehow, that made me more afraid. That night, I dreamed I was back. The cold floor, the smell of fear, the sound of boots. Someone was coming. I woke up. My hands were shaking. My throat was tight. The room was dark, too dark. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't... A sound. Downstairs. Someone was awake. I opened my door, slowly. The hallway was dark, but there was light from downstairs. I came down. The kitchen light was on, soft, not bright. Evelyn was at the stove. Water? She didn't ask why I was awake. She didn't ask what was wrong. She just knew. I stood in the doorway. I didn't know what to do.
Sit.
She poured hot water into a cup, added nothing, just water.
Drink.
I wrapped my hands around the cup. It was warm. In North Korea, if someone woke up at night, you didn't ask, because the answer was always the same. Nightmares, fear, cold. Here, she didn't need to ask either, but for a different reason. Charles came in. He looked at me, at the cup, at Evelyn. He didn't say anything. He just walked to the living room. A light turned on in the living room. Not bright, just a small lamp on the table.
Better.
He went back upstairs. He didn't ask me anything. He just made the dark less sharp. I drank the water. Evelyn sat across from me. She didn't speak. She just stayed. This wasn't rescue. This was routine. Like they knew. Like they'd done this before. Not for me. For someone else who couldn't sleep. When I went back upstairs, the hallway wasn't so dark anymore. And when I passed the living room, I saw it again. The box. Still closed. Still waiting. I went back to bed. The lamp was still on downstairs. And for the first time, I thought maybe safety isn't a place. Maybe it's a habit. A knock before entering. A light left on, a cup of water. No questions. 3 days later, I went outside alone for the first time. Evelyn had written a list. Simple things, milk, bread, eggs. She handed me cash, not a card, cash.
Store. 2 blocks.
The air was cold, clean, different. I walked slowly, counting steps, watching faces. No one looked at me. That should have felt safe, but it didn't. Inside the store, the lights were too bright. Too many choices, too many aisles.
You new here?
A man, middle-aged, smiling. But the smile was too close.
I haven't seen you around. Where are you from? You need help finding something?
I'm okay.
You sure? You look a little lost.
I left the
It's
cart.
okay.
I left everything.
It's okay.
I just walked out. I didn't stop until I saw the house. Evelyn was in the kitchen. She looked at me, at my empty hands. She didn't ask.
Soup.
I sat down. My hands were still shaking. I tried to eat, but I kept seeing that man's face, that smile, those questions. Charles came in. He looked at Evelyn. She gave him one look back. That was all. He didn't say anything to me. He just went outside. I got up, walked to the window. Charles was standing on the front porch, not moving, not doing anything, just standing there. He wasn't guarding the door. He was guarding me. In North Korea, power was loud. Boots, shouting, threats. Here, power was quiet. A man standing on a porch, not saying anything, just being there.
Help.
I turned around. Charles had put a piece of paper on the table. Phone numbers, addresses.
If you need, call.
Thank you.
Okay.
He went upstairs. Evelyn stayed in the kitchen. The soup was still warm. I thought about that man in the store, his smile, his questions. And then I thought about Charles, standing on the porch, not asking anything, just making the space safe. For the first time, I realized something. Authority doesn't have to be frightening. Sometimes, it just stands between you and the world and doesn't ask you to explain. That night, I stayed in my room, but I didn't feel trapped. I felt protected. And I didn't know if that was worse, because if I stayed here too long, I might forget how to be afraid. And fear was the only thing that kept me alive. The house was learning me. I didn't notice it at first, but small things were changing. Every morning I woke up early, 5 a.m., old habit. In North Korea, if you woke late, you lost your place in line, for food, for work, for everything. So I woke early here, too, even though I didn't need to. The hallway used to creak. The third step, the one near the bathroom. It always made a sound, a loud one. And every time, my body would freeze. But now, nothing. Charles had fixed it. I don't know when, I don't know how, but the sound was gone. In the kitchen, my shoes were by the door, lined up perfectly. I always did that, lined them up, toes pointing out, ready to run. Every morning I checked them, and every morning they were still there, exactly where I left them. No one moved them, no one mocked me for it. I drank water slowly. Evelyn came down. She didn't say good morning, she just started making tea. 2 cups, one for her, one for me. She knew I'd be awake.
Tea.
Thank you. At breakfast, I left food on my plate again. Not much, just a little. Old habit. If you finished everything, they knew you wanted more, and wanting more was dangerous. Evelyn looked at the plate, then at me. She didn't say finish it. She didn't say don't waste.
Later. Hungry. Later.
Later. Again. Later. She wasn't forcing me. She was making space. For my fear. For my habits. For the things I couldn't explain. Charles came in with a small toolbox. He didn't look at me. He just walked to the kitchen door. The door. The one to the backyard. It squeaked when it opened. That sound. I hated that sound. It reminded me of other doors. Doors that opened when you didn't want them to. Charles worked for 5 minutes. Then he tested it again. Silence.
Better.
Thank you.
Okay.
He didn't ask why I flinched at the sound. He just removed it. The house was learning me. My fear of sounds, my need for exits, my habit of leaving food, my early mornings. And it wasn't changing me. It was changing around me. I walked to the living room. The box was still there. I stopped in front of it. Charles was upstairs. I could hear him. Evelyn was in the kitchen. I could open it. No one would stop me. But I didn't, because somehow I knew it would open when it was time, not before. I went back to my room. The house was quiet, but not the listening kind of quiet, the breathing kind. For the first time, I thought maybe this is what safety feels like. Not a place where nothing bad happens, but a place that learns your fear and quietly takes it away, one sound at a time. 2 weeks passed. The house had a rhythm now. Evelyn's tea at dawn, Charles fixing things I didn't ask him to fix. The quiet. I was starting to relax. Not completely, but enough to sleep past 5 a.m. sometimes. Enough to finish my soup. The mail came at 10 every morning. Charles always got it. Bills, catalogs, nothing important. That morning was different. I was sitting at the kitchen table. Charles put the mail down, most of it in a pile. But one he placed separately. An envelope. Old. Yellowed at the edges. And a name. Park Dong-sik. My hands went cold. My throat closed. That name. I hadn't heard it in my grandfather. Charles saw. He didn't move toward me. He just stood still.
Sit.
I was already sitting, but my body wanted to run.
Tea.
I couldn't look at the letter. I couldn't touch it. In North Korea, letters were dangerous. Letters meant someone knew where you were. Letters meant they were coming. That name. My grandfather.
I know.
You know?
I owe him.
What?
Not today. Soon.
He sat across from me. Not close, not far, just there. Evelyn brought tea to Charles, too. 3 cups now. My hands were still cold, but I picked up the tea. The letter sat between us, unopened, waiting. Why do you have this?
He sent it, long time ago.
When?
Before you came.
Before I came. He knew. My grandfather knew I would come here. Is he... I couldn't finish the question.
I don't know. But the letter, it's for you.
I looked at it. My grandfather's handwriting. Korean characters. Park Dong-sik. I can't.
Okay. When you're ready.
Charles stood up. He left the letter on the table. He didn't force me. He didn't explain. He just left space. Evelyn stayed. She didn't speak. She just refilled my tea.
Drink.
I drank. The tea was warm. The letter was not. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in bed, and I thought about names, about letters, about grandfathers who leave. The letter stayed on the table for 2 days. No one touched it. No one asked. But I knew. I knew that letter would change everything. Because now, I had a question I couldn't run from. Why did my grandfather know Charles? 2 days. The letter sat on the kitchen table, untouched. I walked past it every morning, every night. Charles never moved it. Evelyn never mentioned it. On the 3rd morning, I sat down in front of it. My hands were shaking, but I didn't run. Charles? He came down, looked at me, at the letter. He didn't say anything, he just sat down. Charles went to the living room. When he came back, he was carrying the box, the one I'd seen on the shelf. He placed it between us.
Time.
For what?
Truth.
Inside the box, a folded flag, American, faded. Photographs, black and white, old. Military badges, dog tags. And letters, tied with string. Korean writing on some of them.
Winter,
What?
Korea, 1951. Winter. I was lost. Snow, cold, couldn't find my unit. A man found me.
okay?
Korean soldier.
okay?
Gave me water, fire, direction. His name, Park Dong-sik.
My grandfather.
He saved me. Before he left, he said something. If you live, help someone later.
I couldn't speak.
I went home. He stayed. Decades passed. Then, a letter came from Park Dong-sik. It said, I stayed in Korea after the war. I found my daughter too late. My granddaughter's name is Suna.
He knew. He knew my name.
If she reaches your door, take her in once, like family.
I stood up. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't.
Come.
Evelyn sat with me. She didn't speak. She just stayed.
He didn't abandon you. He was protecting you. Some men pay love with distance.
My grandfather. He didn't leave because he didn't care. He left because he cared too much. He sent me here, to the one person who owed him a life. Charles stood there, not saying anything else, just being the promise, being the debt paid. That night, I went back to the table. I picked up one of the photographs. A young man, Korean uniform, smiling slightly. Grandfather. I didn't open my letter that night. But I didn't need to, because I finally understood. I wasn't abandoned. I was sent. With a name. With a promise. With a debt. The next morning, I woke up different. Not healed, not fixed, but different. I knew what I had to do. The box was still on the table. Charles had closed it, but not locked it. The letter, my letter, was beside it, still sealed. I sat down. I picked up the envelope, my grandfather's handwriting on the outside. To Suna. Charles came in with coffee. He saw me holding the letter. He didn't ask. He just sat down.
Want me to read?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, please.
My dear Suna, I stayed in Korea after the war. I found my daughter too late. She was already gone. But she left you, and you were still alive. I watched from far away. I could not come close. It was not safe for you if they knew I existed.
I couldn't breathe.
When you ran, I could not follow. But I knew someone who could help. A man who owed me nothing except a promise. Charles Miller, good man, safe man. If you reach his door, he will not ask why. He will not turn you away. Because some debts are paid forward. Suna, I am sorry I could not hold you, but I could send you to safety. That is all a grandfather can do from the shadows. Live forward, not back.
He was there, all along, watching.
Come.
I cried for an hour, maybe more. Evelyn sat with me. Charles stayed in the kitchen. When I could breathe again, I went back to the kitchen. Charles was still there. The letter was folded on the table. He watched me
Yes.
all that time?
Yes.
Why didn't he?
Because love doesn't always get to be close. Sometimes love is letting go so you can run.
He gave me up so I could live. That night, I read the letter myself, slowly, in Korean. Every word felt like an apology and a blessing. I folded it carefully, put it back in the envelope, and I placed it in the box, with the flag, with the photographs, with the promise. My grandfather didn't abandon me. He launched me. And Charles caught me. Spring came slowly. The snow melted, the house warmed, and I stayed. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I finished my soup now, every drop. Evelyn noticed. She didn't say anything, she just made more. I slept past sunrise sometimes. The house didn't punish me for it. Charles still fixed things, the door, the step, the window latch. But now I understood why. Not because I was broken, but because the house chose to hold me gently. One morning, Charles came to breakfast with an envelope, official looking. My body tensed. Letters still scared me.
Good letter.
Good?
Ceremony. Next week.
Ceremony?
Citizenship. You're invited.
Citizenship. American citizenship. A ceremony. My name. In public. I don't have to go?
No. But you should.
I didn't answer. I just held the paper. The day came. I wore a dress Evelyn found for me. Blue. Simple. My hands were cold. The hall was full of people. Families, children, cameras. Too many voices, too many eyes.
Breathe.
Charles stood on my other side, not touching, just there, solid, unmovable. We sat near the back. I could see the exits. Old habit, but I didn't need them today. The ceremony began. Names were called, one by one. I waited, my hands in my lap. Evelyn's hand covered mine briefly, then let go.
Suna Park.
My name. Not Sarah, not the English one. Suna. I stood up. My legs were shaking, but I walked. Charles and Evelyn didn't follow, they just watched.
Welcome, Suna.
Welcome. My name. Spoken clearly in a room full of people, and no one was coming for me. I looked at the certificate. My name. In English, in Korean, Suna. Suna Park. I wasn't hiding anymore. We drove home in silence. Not uncomfortable silence, just breathing silence. When we got home, Charles went to the living room, to the box. He didn't take anything out, he just touched the lid.
Done.
Done?
Promise kept.
He closed the box. Not locked, just closed. The debt was paid. That night, I stood in my room, the certificate on my desk. Suna Park, American citizen. I thought about my grandfather, watching from shadows, sending me here. I thought about my mother, who I never knew, who left me so I could run. And I thought about Charles and Evelyn, who didn't ask why, who just opened the door. This was family, Not blood, not country, but choice. I am Suna, and I am home. 6 months later, I started working at a library. 25 years have passed since then. I'm still there. Charles and Evelyn, they're older now. Slower. But they're here. We're still family.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Miller, United States Army, Korean War veteran.
Thank you. I'm not good at speeches, but there's a story I need to tell. Winter, 1951, Korea. I was lost, separated from my unit. The cold. I'd never felt cold like that. I remember lying in the snow, thinking, this is it. This is how I die. Then, a hand reached down. A Korean soldier. He pulled me up, took me to shelter, gave me water, fire, a blanket. He saved my life. His name was Park Dong-sik. Before he left, he said something in broken English. You live, you help someone too. 50 years, I never forgot, not one day. But I never had the chance until last year. A letter came from him. He had a granddaughter, her name, Suna. He asked me if she came to my door to take her in. 6 months ago, she knocked, and I opened the door. I kept my promise. After 50 years, I kept my promise. Park Dong-sik taught me something. Peace doesn't come from governments. It comes when you remember someone.